before making any garment, I start to press with steam, because if the fabric will shrink, it will shrink now. I either soak it in water and put it up to dry if I have time, or if not, I'll press with steam. And this is a very good cotton, so you can see it's ironing very well. If it's pressed before, it's also easier when you cut the pattern, because it's perfectly straight and flat. Okay, so I make my pattern, but you always have to look at the garment that you copy to see what it's about. So the garment, the pattern, it's just to here, but we have a double band here for the, so I measure, there are 13 centimeters that I have to add on top, because to be able to make this fold. So, and there are 3 centimeters that I have to add for the left, so the right. So this is the left, I need to add 13 centimeters, and the right, I need to add just 3 centimeters. So I add 3 centimeters here at the right, and I have a difference of 10 centimeters that I added here. And just now I can cut, and these two parts will be very long. I will make a notch because my garment finish here, but this is for the band in front of the shirt. So now I can start to cut. I added the seam allowance everywhere, yes, and I added the band. Now I can start my cutting. Usually I pin it, because like this it doesn't go anywhere, yeah? So I start to cut. And here I will make a notch, because I know that here my garment finish. And then I will cut it from here. Just go straight with the scissor. And usually, to be able to reach here, you see I turn this part, and then I have much more space to be able to go around. And I will add a little bit there, because I didn't add the seam allowance for the hem. So I will add another centimeter, because the hems are not good to be too wide. And now I'll go straight to the edge. And this will be the front of my garment. I do another notch here to know that this is where my fold supposed to finish. And now I need to go and cut this one all straight, because this one will fold here. And to cut it straight, I will use a little mark with a chalk. So now I'm marking like this to be able to cut straight. And I will go and I'll cut. That's it. And this is my front. So I added here 1.5 centimeters for the hem, which I need to do for all of them, 1.5 centimeters. Okay? That's it. Just pins, just to fix the pattern, and then I need to fold it in the middle, because you remember this is the back, so we have to have the fold here, where the pattern finish here. We have to have the fold to be able to have a double back. Yes. Okay. So I make the fold here where I make the mark. You see here is the fold, and now we have to make sure that we are stretching the fabric right and flat. So the fold have to follow the pattern. So I'm happy. I managed to flatten it down, yeah, and to align with this center. Now I will pin it and I will cut it. Okay. And I added 1.5 centimeters down here because we need to have the hem to be equal with the front, yeah? Okay. Stay here. Now we have all the seam allowance added, so all I need to do is start to cut around. It's not a problem because anyway the hem you can do it at the middle. I always mark the center of the garment, and now I cut from here. Okay, I move it away to be able to get into here. Okay, and now I will come from there because it's easier for me to come this way to see where my edge is. Always follow the same grain. So the pattern grain is this one, yeah? So put them all with the grain of the fabric. I can draw for you. The grain is this, yeah? So all the pattern have to stay like this. Okay, now I did the back. I will do the center because we have 2 pleats, but I can make just 1 pleat in the middle. Whatever you want, you choose to make. You see, this shirt has got 2 pleats, one here and one here. But some of them, they have just one in the middle, which is going like this. So whatever you like best, you can do. That's it. And this is my back. To straighten it. Okay. After you finish, you fold your pattern and put it away because you don't want to cut it once again. And cut the biggest pattern first, because if you are left without fabric, at least you cut the big one, and then we have smaller pieces that you can cut it from smaller fabric, but cut the big one first. The yoke, the collar, and the sleeves. So, is the sleeve going into here? Yes, it is. So I think I will cut the sleeve from here. I need 2 sleeves though. Okay, so I will leave that margin here, and I have to add, as I said, 4 centimeters for to turn for the hem of the sleeve, and the rest I have everything in place. I think I'll pin it like this, and then I'll fold it in two, and I'll cut two pieces of for the sleeve. Okay. Turn it in here because I have to have two sleeves. Okay, like this. Okay, so this will be my sleeve. Okay, and I can add, because I want to make blue jeans seam, if you know what this is, or they call it also reversible seam, because we have to have the shirt clean inside out. Yeah, you cannot have it with the raw edges. So this is my shirt sleeve, and now I pin it, and I'll cut two at once. And the one in the middle. You don't need too many pins, but you don't need too few. You need just the right amount. This one needs to be a little bit lifted, just here, because it was not edge to edge. So it's very important to keep the raw edges together all the time. Okay. Now, if we go with this one, we have to cut it like this. Okay, so it's about here. See, because here is going like this, when you turn it, it's going like this. Yeah, so here it's going like this, and when you turn it, it's going like this. Yeah, so cut it from the beginning to be able to turn it. Here we have the seam allowance, so I don't need to add anything. Okay, here the same. And now we have to cut this one. Follow the shape of the sleeve. I'll always do a notch here, because I want to know where is the center of the sleeve. And then I wrote here, this is front, so in the front the sleeve has got one notch. In the back the sleeve has got two notches, and like this I know which way to put it. Okay, and here is where we have to turn the hem. Okay, and this is my sleeve, the two sleeves actually. Again, fold the pattern and fold the sleeves and put it away. Now we have the collar and the yoke. Okay, so now I fold the fabric into here because we need two yokes, and also I fold it here because this is just half of the yoke. So we have to go down here like this, follow the line here, and we have to cut 2 yolks at once. Just to see if the fabric is going there. Yes, it's going. To not have a smaller part. Okay, this one here. This one here. Okay. Now I can cut. So I'll cut here. It's a little bit thicker because now it's in 4 parts. Okay, and this is the middle of my yoke. You see, if you have pins, it's good because you can turn the fabric the way you need. And now I have this little bit. And we have a corner here because I have a shortage of the paper. So I'm gonna put here also a little notch to know that this is the middle of the yolks. Okay, I take this and I open this, and we're supposed to have a full yoke, which is equally perfect. Yes. Okay, good. And now what else? We have the collar. Now I am preparing to cut the collar, and I have all the seam allowance added, so I just cut one by one because I wanted to cut it at the same time. But it's a bit difficult to have the fabric folded in 4, so I'll cut this and then I'll copy based on this the second one. So it's a little bit curved here. Okay, I'll put one more pin. Oh, these pins are not the best ones, I can say that. Okay. But sometimes we have to do with what we have. So. And then I'll come and cut this one off, and then it will be much easier for me. Okay, and now I come and I cut the other one. Okay, now I'll cut the center of the few notches for me to know, because we have to have both collars well centered. So, and now I take this one off, and I need another collar. So I can cut another color exactly based on this one, and I'll put it here to economize a little bit of fabric. So which one is the right side and this is the wrong side? I can't see it. I want to avoid the selvedge. Okay, and now it's very difficult to see because it's black on black. It's very difficult. I think what I will do, I will cut it the outside and then I'll go somewhere in the light because I can't see anything, to be sure that I'm cutting right. Bottom, because I have to cut very little, and when you have to cut very little it's much more difficult than when you have to cut more. I can see much better here. Okay. This part is very tricky because it's very narrow what I have to cut. And of course here it will be the fusing, interfacing, or whatever you call it. Let's cut this one off because it's disturbing me. Okay, now we have two colors, and I think this is it. We cut all the parts from the shirt, and luckily in this shirt we need to just interface the collar. So I put the collar down, I put the interfacing face down, and now I will press it and then I will cut it out from the interfacing. Once attached to the interfacing, you can follow very easy the way and cut it. So this is all I need to do, cut it, and then I'll put it together with the other color. And just one face, move away from the light. So once you fuse it, you cut all the fusing around, and this will be your collar ready to sew with the other one. Oh, there is a little bit here. It's very hard because it's black on black, but I will manage. So right side with the right side, and here we'll have the collar ready to be sewn and turned inside out, fused. And I think this is it. We cut all the parts from the shirt, and in another video I will show you how you sew it.